Alright, y'all, today we are going to be talking about circles on a plane. So, our goal today, circles on a plane, is going to be to get really comfortable with a few vocabulary words and the concept of like taking a circle and putting it on an XY axis and then starting to talk about how we go around the circle with angles and terminal rays and quadrants and degrees. So as we move today, there's going to be a lot of good vocabulary that you're going to want to write down. So let's get into it. So first, I want to paint you a picture, okay? So I want you to picture a compass, okay? So we've got our north, the south, the east, and the west. And I want you to imagine the sun. So the sun is going to rise. Here's our sun. Here we go. Here's the sun. Feel free to draw your own. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's our sun. And the sun is going to rise in the east, set in the west, and then keep going until it's ready to do that again the next day. So rise in the east, set in the west, and repeat. And what we've done is we've actually just created a circle on an axis. Aha, look at that. So let's put some math to that. So we've got, this time instead of west and east, we're calling this X. And instead of north and south, we're calling this Y. Okay? And we're going to put a circle here. Let's say the radius is 4. And we are centered at 0, 0. So what we'll see, and I'm just going to plot these points so I can kind of give myself some grounding there, is that our circle, well, okay, good enough. It wasn't great. But, so here's our circle on a plane. Alright, on the XY axis. And so when we talk about these sections of the circle, you can see it's kind of split into 4 pieces or 4 quadrants. And the quadrants are essentially split based on the quadrant that they're in. So this here, just with a lighter color. So just like the sun was started by rising over here, this is quadrant 1. Okay. Whoa. Over here is quadrant 2. All right. Moving on down, this is quadrant 3. And finally, we have quadrant 4. In case you can't see that, 4. Okay, so we've got quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. So as we move around, we need to be able to talk about like how far we've traveled along the circle. So I want you to literally imagine that you are the sun and you are traveling along this trajectory, and we want to be able to say like, stop right here. Well, to talk about this, we need a way of describing how far we've traveled. That what we're going to use for that is the word degree. And what the degree allows us to measure is it measures the angle from the x-axis. And it's basically a way of telling us like how far we've traveled. So, and it doesn't matter how big this circle is, right? If I were to travel 90 degrees, that would land me starting here. 90 degrees would be right here. And it doesn't matter what the circle is. It could be my circle of radius 4, or it could be a circle of radius 1. Right? The degrees allows us to know how far we've traveled without being restricted to a length of a radius. So 90 degrees would be right there, regardless of what the radius is. So it measures the angle from the x-axis. Okay, so we're gonna see questions that ask us things like which quadrant is 30 degrees in? Okay, so we're going to start, so let's just get some perspective here, if we are starting, if this right here is 0 degrees, right? Our completely east direction is 0 degrees, then we know this is 90, right? So 30 degrees would be like right there. So it's going to basically be a third of the way to 90. And so that would be quadrant 1. Not so bad. All right. Let's go ahead and let's just like make ourselves a little reference. So what I want you to do right now is to build out your degrees. So degrees around the circle. Okay. That way we'll know like where the angle lands. And actually, just to give you a little bit of terminology, this line right here, this is called the terminal ray of an angle. So that when we talk about an angle, and we draw the angle, we're asking you to actually draw the terminal ray right there. Okay? So let's just go ahead and label the degrees around a circle. Okay, that was pretty good. That was not that bad. Okay, let's start with the key points that we know, like off the top of our head. We know this is going to be 0 right here, 0 degrees. We know right here this is 90, so we can think about cutting the circle into like into 4 pieces. This would be 180. This is another 90 degrees, so 180 plus 90. 180 plus 90 is 270. And then come all the way back and we hit 360 degrees. So you could think about this, the 360 being like a full circle all the way around. 270 being like stopping if we were to stop right there. 270 would be right here. 180 would be this like flat line. There's that terminal ray. 90 would just be this guy right here, drawing in the terminal ray. Okay, and then if we wanted to be more granular, if we wanted to get some more points, we know that this right here would be 45 degrees, right? Let's go another 45 after 90, so if we instead went 90 plus 45 is 135, so if we wanted 135, that would be right here, right? This angle there, can you see that? Okay. Let's say we wanted 225, so we would start here, and then the terminal ray would swing all the way around past 180, all the way to 225 right here. 225. Okay. I'm going to say choose your own adventure, create one more right here between 270 and 360, and add that into the 4th quadrant there. Okay. So just as a recap of the quadrants, we've got the first, I'll just say Q, we'll say our second Q, 3rd quadrant is over here, and 4th quadrant is over here. Alright, so there's your intro to degrees, quadrants, terminal rays, circles on a plane.